My name is Sean Prpick, and I am the acting trade editor at University of Regina Press. I work on books that are aimed at the general public. Along with the rest of the University of Regina, we have a strong mandate to indigenize our publications as much as possible. So our content is not exclusively Indigenous. It probably isn't even predominantly Indigenous. But if you're an Indigenous scholar or author who comes to us, we're going to take a great deal of interest to you because that's part of our ethos. So that's I think that's one of the main responsibilities that we see, is to be diverse and reflective of many communities, but with a special emphasis on indigeneity. When a manuscript comes to us, we want it to be broadly reflective of the society as a whole. Like, there have been a few cases. We've got a very good manuscript, but that's covering a certain topic, but maybe we challenge the author to include the women's perspective more broadly. Or maybe it needs more Indigenous content if it's about a non-Indigenous subject, but there's some relevance to that. So, yeah, we just try to be in the moment, and we try to be reflective of what Canadian society is happening. And again, we have these special mandates, and being more Indigenous is one of the special ones that we look for in as many of our titles as possible. Well, there was a great deal of discussion on that one. Ernie speaks to what we believe, what we feel is part of the Indigenous community. He represents a more sort of small C conservative law and order view, and it might not be popular with some people who have a lot of critiques of the police and how police forces deal with race relations in Saskatchewan and so on. It might be very different from something like clearing the plains or other topics that we've dealt with. But we debated it thoroughly, and because we want to be broadly reflective of the society, we made a case for it. In the case of that one, it's turned out to be a very successful book. He's really found an audience, and it's selling well. There are certain parts of the Indigenous community, again, who are very critical of law enforcement. Maybe they have had family who've had negative encounters with law enforcement, or maybe they've been involved with it. But by the same token, that community isn't monolithic. There's a significant number of people in the Indigenous community who do want more law and order in their communities, and they want more police law enforcement. So they might be very sympathetic with some of the points that he has to make. So, I mean, that's what I found very enlightening as a non-Indigenous person. Is a wide range of opinions, and he seems to resonate with a significant number of people in and out of the Indigenous community. I am just thrilled. Just about everything I deal with is good, but every once in a while, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, you start reading something and you know that this author is brilliant. They have a great future ahead of me. I would see that occasionally in the work I did in broadcast journalism, but I've seen that a few times now, and that's just thrilling. This person isn't going to take much editing, and once we get this person's book, they're just going to take off and soar. So I've only been in the business a couple of years, and I haven't brought these real genius authors to market yet, but they're coming soon, and I have great expectations for them. So that's really thrilling. What I also love, again, I've always considered myself a problem solver and a puzzle completer. And there's so many bits and pieces in a book. I just find it really exciting when, this thing that has about 900 components ends up as a finished book. Like this packing case plops down to the front desk, and you open it, and there's that thing you poured your heart and soul in for 2 years. And I also really enjoy the team play, as it were. When you're in broadcast journalism, like we were at the CBC, you're part of a bigger team. It doesn't work unless everybody plays together and plays well. And what I find at the University of Regina Press, I'm just with a great bunch of people, and they're a great team, and it's really a great feeling for me when we're in sync, as we generally always are. And one person is handing to the next person, to the next, kind of like running a relay race. And when you finish the race and you feel you've won, that's an awesome feeling.